Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
Ben Fordham has criticized Anthony Albanese over his promise to reduce power bills, as Australian households face new threats of higher energy costs. Households are at risk of higher energy bills following a 23% surge in wholesale power costs for the June quarter compared to the same period last year, according to data from the Australian energy market operator. This increase, driven by reduced renewable energy production and outages in aging coal generators, won't be felt immediately but will significantly impact the benchmark price for annual bills in the next default market offer on July 1, 2025. Fordham criticized Chris Bowen, the Minister for Climate Change and Energy, and Mr. Albanese and claimed they have failed to keep power prices down for Aussies. Under Chris Bowen's leadership, power bills have not gone down by $275 as Anthony Albanese promised, Fordham said. The Albanese government introduced a $300 energy bill rebate starting July 1 to help alleviate rising power bills. However, Fordham argued that household power bills are still expected to increase further despite this rebate. When wholesale prices rise by 23%, you can expect your power bill to rise by the same amount. Can you afford that? The average annual power bill is about $1,300, so if we're right and power bills go up by another 23%, the average power bill in Australia will skyrocket to $1,600. Fordham called out Bowen for lecturing everyone about renewable energy while bills continue to climb. Your power bills may go up by another $300 bucks, and Mr. Bowen still thinks he's in a position to lecture everyone else about energy policy, Fordham said. If you're already struggling with your power bills, avoid the inbox or the letterbox, because I'm sorry to say there's bad news coming. Fordham also criticized Mr. Bowen for demonizing coal-fired power, noting that it increased by 7% in the June quarter and provided 6 times more power than wind farms. Our coal-fired power plants were operating at about 80% capacity, Fordham said. So evil coal, as they like to describe it, has been picking up the slack and working overtime to keep Australia running. The same energy source that's been demonized by the Energy Minister, Chris Bowen. The latest wholesale price hike was driven by record electricity demand during the cold June quarter, exacerbated by low wind speeds and reduced rainfall, which affected renewable energy supply. On the East Coast, we have seen low temperatures and persistent cold snaps, especially in Victoria, which have driven higher morning peak demands through the tail end of autumn and the first month of winter, EMO CEO Daniel Westerman explained. Extended periods of low wind have led to reduced wind generation output, which was down 20% from last winter to a quarterly average of 2,657 megawatts, with wind availability down to their lowest levels since Q2 2017. These market conditions highlight the important role that batteries, pumped hydro, and flexible gas generation will play as renewable generation becomes more dominant in Australia's electricity grids, Mr. Westerman said. AER board member Jared Ball said a perfect storm of challenges had caused wholesale prices to rise higher. While we would expect to see wholesale prices rise as weather in southern states cools and demand rises to keep people warm, the combined impact of cold snaps, planned and unforeseen network outages, combined with rebidding and lower solar and wind output, has pushed electricity prices higher than this time last year, Mr. Ball said. Weak performance in renewable energy led to a comeback in coal power generation, with coal power generation increasing by 7% and gas generation rising by 16%. The Australian Pipelines and Gas Association warned that winter's renewable drought demonstrated the need for a reliable backup. The industry body called for gas-powered generation to be included in the Capacity Investment Scheme, a national framework to subsidize wind, solar, and battery projects to ensure system security could be maintained. Generator and network outages also created the opportunity for some market participants to profit maximize and shift energy offers to higher price bands, according to the regulator. But Mr. Bowen said more renewables were needed now to keep power prices down. The data.